so we are back for another episode of Spill It with Morg. I have the other half of Daley here. If you guys not watched that episode, go back and go watch that. She was about 2 episodes ago. This is her husband, Ryan, also one of my good friends. So he's going to be my guest today. And so what are we drinking?
We are drinking an old fashioned, your favorite bourbon.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Calumet Farms bourbon, orange bitters, a little alcoholic cherry, a little bit of sugar, touch of water. I effed up and forgot the orange slice, but other than that, everything's there.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and cheers it. We'll try it. Oh God, I'm nervous.
I think it tastes pretty good.
Okay, it does taste good. It's just bourbon's not my favorite. It's just not.
It'll be all right.
What is your favorite alcohol that you typically drink? I mean, I know you guys drink old fashions a lot. You and Daley do.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, if we're going out, I can vodka soda with lemon, not lime. If we're
had to preface that.
If we're chilling at home, bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
maybe wine.
Yeah. What kind of wine do you like?
Dark red, dry red. Sorry. So yeah.
You
wine.
drink beer too, don't you?
Yeah, I like beer. Sometimes I don't know. Beer like makes my eyes itch all the time though. So this stuff doesn't. So I stick with that.
Maybe you're
Fun
a little
fact.
bit allergic. Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of beer, you actually, okay, so one thing that Ryan is known for is he actually is the head of one of them, the head of the Bloomfield Downtown Revitalization, right?
Yep. Promotion committee chair and recently vice president.
There you go. That's an official title. So he went ahead and put on a festival yesterday, actually here in Bloomfield, where we are both from.
Big city.
Yeah, Barbecue Blues and Brews, which was a big hit, I would say. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it went well.
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit bigger crowd than last year. It was hard to kind of gauge though. It felt like people came earlier in the day rather than staying later at night. I don't know. I mean, when you start serving alcohol at 1, people kind of fizzle out and at the end of the night rather than being there for like the last band. Like, in my opinion, the last band was probably one of the better groups. I really enjoyed them, and their crowd wasn't great, but the other 4, they were great too, but the crowds were a lot bigger for them.
Mm-hmm. So what all do we do at this festival at Barbecue Blues and Brews?
So obviously barbecue cook-off for the barbecue portion. So blues, anytime you're going to have a music festival and put blues in it, you have to have a couple blues groups. So Piney Woods and the Strip Mall Wonder Band played the blues yesterday. And then we do car cruising. And then obviously for brews, we had 6 wineries. We were supposed to have 7. We had 1 back out. So 6 breweries, and 2 wineries.
Nice.
So just a fun event for the community, fundraiser for our group. The goal is to raise money and try to put that money either directly back into an event or back into the town.
Nice. And so during the summer, though, there's also the summertime festival, right?
Yeah. It's not near as big, but it's more that, there's not a ton to do in the summer. Get people back out right before school starts, try to get everybody back together. We provide more kid-friendly, family-friendly activities at that one. Food trucks, still live music that people like to come and see. Live music. We typically hire local groups for that, and it brings a pretty big crowd.
Nice. And so I guess I'm going to ask, what made you decide that you wanted to start putting on these festivals? Because I really think the idea kind of started with you, and you really kind of gained that traction with the rest of the members.
Yeah, so Bloomfield Downtown Revitalization is part of the Indiana Main Streets program. So the way that that's broken down is there's 4 categories. The economic development portion that we're getting ready to kickstart, Ryan Arford's going to be the chair of that. And so that is to try to kind of bridge the gap between vacant building owners and potential business like owners that want to come into those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So that portion, we have the design committee, which is in charge of kind of sprucing up the downtown. We do flowers on the square. We have the banners that have our festival dates, and then a logo for the town, and then just a few other things that the design chair's responsible for, and that's ran by Alicia Holt. And then promotions is my wheelhouse, and that's pretty much just promoting the town of Bloomfield, whether it be through social media, hosting events, doing things like that. So yeah, that's kind of where it started. And then we have the organization group that just kind of takes care of the financials and the planning of things like that.
Nice. I always wanted to kind of talk about that because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't understand how all that works, like what role that you play in that. Because
Yeah,
I think for most people assume that it's mostly you that does a lot of it because you're so hands-on and involved. But I know that there are the moving parts that are involved as well.
100%. Yeah, so it's not just me, obviously. I get credit, probably more credit than I deserve because I'm more like I'm doing these events, so I'm seeing more than the others. But I mean, we have Matt Miller's our president.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia Holt, like I said, is great. Her and Austin are so good for the community and
Yeah.
gave tons yesterday. Ryan Arford's a huge help, and he's probably the newest on the board, and he has really stepped into his role too and kicked things off. Steve Nante, he spends a lot of the time in Florida during the winter,
Yeah.
but he's great, and his family's always helped us financially. They're actually our stage sponsor for the Summertime Street Festival. Jeff Retzig's our treasurer, and he takes care of all the money side of things. You know, anytime I need checks cut for bands, or yesterday we paid the competitors that won, and Jeff was taking care of that. He brings me money when we need it. So
Nice.
yep. And we just lost Stacy Corbin. She was very good on our board, but she's obviously very busy with the feed store getting bigger each day. So
Right.
and that's a great thing for us. I mean, having a local business like the feed store is exactly what we want in our town. So.
Exactly. No, I definitely think that there's always been like an element to Ryan where he like wants to make the town better.
Yeah,
I would
for
say
sure.
I think that you like to probably improve the atmosphere around here, and I think that that's really cool to see.
I mean, I believe in Bloomfield. I said even the other day on a podcast I did prior to the event that sometimes I might believe in Bloomfield a little too much, but like I'm never going to stop believing in Bloomfield and trying to make it a better place.
Right.
You know, now that I have a son, like I really want Bloomfield to be what it can be. We have the bones for it. We just have to work at it and make it what we want.
Right.
And get people to come back to the community. That's kind of what we're striving for, is to grow Bloomfield and get a good crop of people back here and people that are going to contribute.
Yeah. I hate to break it to you. I'm not coming back. I mean, I come back to the events. I support. I'm not moving back.
They all come crawling back eventually. You guys remember this? What's today? May 20th?
May 21st.
21st. Sorry, yes, it was 20th. May 21st. Morgan said she wasn't coming back, but she'll be back eventually.
I doubt it. But we'll see. We give a little wager. Kind of along the same lines of, BDR and like the festivals that you've been putting on. I would tend to think of you more as an entrepreneur with the way you think. You always kind of see a bigger vision. I know, like, for a long time, you're always like, I want to buy this lot and turn it into this, or I want to buy that space and turn it into that. Why do you think like that? Like, what kind of sparks that for you?
I don't know what technically necessarily sparks it. I mean, I definitely have so many ideas on businesses I want to open, or ways I want to, one, make money, obviously, and two, bring something back to the community that we don't have. So I don't know what necessarily brought me to being that way. It takes money though, which I don't necessarily have the funds to start all these businesses yet. So there are ideas at the current time, but that's the goal. Like, keep working toward things. And obviously I work at Crane, and that's my full-time job. I do the BDR stuff on the side, but I would obviously like to have like a little side hustle of some sort.
And just for the record, you don't profit from BDR.
Zero. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I just wanted to throw that out
there.
Yeah,
no profit from BDR. Everything raised for our group goes back to our group.
Because it is considered a nonprofit.
100%. Yeah, we're a 501c3, which allows us to apply for grants. We just applied for the Greene County Community Funds grant through the Greene County Foundation. So praying we get that.
No, that's really good. I think that's good that we have someone like that sees a bigger vision for Bloomfield, because I really think for a while it kind of went downhill, and now it's starting to get back to life and a little bit better.
Yeah, there was like a generation, and no offense to some people, but like
it just didn't really care about it.
It feels like nobody wanted to do anything with the town, or just it just kind of sat, and we lost businesses. And obviously, it's not necessarily one person's fault or any generation necessarily. It's more like the corporate companies coming in. Like Walmart took away so much. Like you can go to Walmart and get everything you need,
right?
Whereas all these shops had that certain thing, and you would have to take your time and go to each one to get whatever you needed. But now you can go to Walmart, or you can place pickup order. I'm guilty of it. I mean, I go support Walmart, and I wish I could support more local stuff. With the Lighthouse custom meats opening, that's been big for me because now I don't have to buy meat from Walmart. I can shop local through those guys.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And you're pretty big about supporting local, which
yeah,
I think
yeah,
is important. So,
absolutely. I mean, if we had the means to, like, if the town had everything we needed, I would support local
yeah.
100% of the time.
Right. No, that's good.
Good.
So, I've asked every single person on here how we became friends. So, I'm going to ask you, do you even remember how we became friends? Because I was kind of trying to rack my brain through it. I'm like, I just feel like I've just always known you.
Yeah, no, like I feel like we've always obviously known each other. Our
Right.
families have always known each other.
Yeah.
I think our dads probably partied together quite a bit back in
Absolutely.
the day. So, but yeah, no, I feel like our families have always known each other, and then like through Laura Kay, she knew you obviously, and
Yep.
kind of related there. And then
Yep.
obviously we really became friends when Daley and I started dating, junior high time frame. So yeah,
Junior high.
junior high.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, so you and Daley have been together. We're actually going to move into that topic too, because I think a lot of people, when they heard Daley's point of view, they were instantly like, I want to hear Ryan's point of view now, which is like what,
Yeah.
you know, people want to hear. They want to hear the guy get mushy gushy with it,
I
but you
don't
don't
get-
have to get mushy
I
gushy.
don't get mushy gushy, but no, I am very thankful for my wife and my relationship and my marriage and everything we
Yeah.
have. So yeah, being together as long as we have. I was in 8th grade. Daley was in 7th grade. Yeah, so it's
Wild.
been a long time. Not sure how I talked her into moving back to Bloomfield, but here we are.
Here
I'm
you
not gonna
guys
fight
are.
it.
And you guys are practically the mayor and the first lady, I'd say.
I don't think so.
That's what people refer to you guys as. So, I mean, you kind of touched on it, but what is it like to be married to your junior high sweetheart? Like, would you ever, in your wildest dreams, ever imagine that you would have married her as you guys started dating?
I mean,
you guys were kids practically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys have really kind of evolved.
I just never really taken a break to sit and think like, oh, like crazy how that worked out. I mean, it definitely is crazy how it worked out, but
Right.
I don't know. I just when I believe in something and like it takes work to last as long as we have, and
Right.
but now it's just easy. Like she's my best friend, Niall's my best friend. It's it just flows, and
Right.
wouldn't change it for the world. So she is a catch, and I'm very very lucky to have made that catch at such a young age. So
She is a catch.
She's yeah.
I will say so myself too. So I guess what I'm going to ask, and this is not advice, so don't take it as advice. What would you say are like the 3 things that you have taken after all these years of being together? What are the 3 things that you've kind of learned are necessary to keep it going, to keep you guys as strong as you guys have been?
There's got to be give and take in things. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, Daley has some things that she wants to do, and there's things I want to do. She's more the travel bug and wants to go on all these vacations and stuff. And obviously, we haven't been able to here as of late with COVID and then Niall and all that kind of stuff. But I'm cool just kicking it with my friends, traveling local, being the Midwest guy. But I will go with her where she wants to go.
Yeah.
I hate flying, but I'm willing to do it. I'll do it for her. But in the same way with her, like I said, we moved back to Bloomfield, and she gave there. I mean, it's probably not what she pictured her life being like. It's how it worked out. That
so give or take is number 1.
Put me on the spot here.
It's all right. Take your time.
You got to love each other, and like I said, you have to work at it. It's one of those that you can't like just take a day off and do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Like I have to involve her on every decision I make, and she involves me on every decision she makes. So being very transparent with each other and making it work every single day. And that's working at it. Transparency. Those are 2 good things too.
Yeah.
Communication's obviously key in a great relationship. So all those things.
Those are good. I think she kind of said something similar to what you had just touched on right there, where you kind of have to like work at it every single day. I mean, she has always said, she had said specifically that loving you was easy, but she was saying that it's hard work to kind of, you really have to work through it.
Yeah. So, I mean, being in a relationship, like it's not just about you.
Exactly.
You have
2 people.
You have,
and now 3.
Yeah, 4 with Phoenix.
Remember? 4 with Phoenix.
So yeah, no, you just have to be open and honest with each other on what you want, and be able to sit and listen to what they want. Listening is a big thing. I mean, sometimes I get a little set in my ways. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and there's obviously so many ways to get to that path, and I want to be in a straight line, but you gotta go around things. And Haley's she's perfect for that. She helps me out every single day, listens to me. We can bounce back off of each other.
Yeah. No, I think looking at you guys from the outside looking in, you guys definitely balance each other out very, very well. I will say my favorite thing is like when I'm here with them is that you guys like you guys do like the old couple bickering.
Yeah.
That just cracks me up because they've been together for so long that they're like at that point now where they just like bicker. Like they never like fight, they bicker. And that's just what cracks me up. Like, you're just like, you keep poking her, like poking the bear, and she just gets so agitated.
Yeah, she does.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch.
But
then
it's probably my fault that I've made her probably ticked off about something at that point.
Probably.
I just keep poking at her. Never go to bed mad.
That's a good rule to live by.
So, because you don't know what the next day will bring. So,
yeah.
And it's never anything deep. I mean, it's like petty, like little stuff. Like
it's like, oh, you didn't bring the dog food in.
Yeah, the box of dog food's sitting there. I forgot to get off the porch the other day, and I still haven't done it. I've been so busy, I haven't done it. And she's like, "Go get that dog food," and I'm like, "Daley, give me a second." Like,
and then a second turns into 3 days.
Yeah, then it's on me because I'm lazy. So.
Okay, so we talked about Daley, you guys being together. You guys built that strong foundation, that strong relationship. So now what the result of that was is your beautiful son, Niall, who he's been alluding to.
Tongue out.
Yeah, tongue out. Yeah, I'll have to throw that picture up there because it's funny. But so you guys had Niall. He's officially a year old as of last Friday.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you, because obviously she talked about, becoming a mom and that transition. So what was it like for you transitioning into being a dad?
Man, whirlwind. I mean, it's completely different. Like I've been telling Andrew and Izzy, like, you don't know what it's like until like you prepare for it for 9 months and you're ready for it, but you're never like fully prepared.
Yeah.
They get here and it's like your life changes.
Yeah.
So for the better. I mean, obviously there's headaches, kids get sick and doctor's appointments and things like that, but you can't go out and do the things that you once did, but you're spending time with your family more. I mean, Daley and I we've been together, like I said, since
the beginning of time, like really. That's kind of the way I refer to it. The beginning of time.
So, but like, I feel like we've been closer over the past year even.
Yeah.
With Niall, he's the best thing.
I agree.
He's my best friend. So, definitely different though, as far as like, on a random Wednesday, we just go to the tap and play trivia. You can't do that really anymore.
No.
You've got to plan.
Gotta have accommodations and ready to go. Yeah.
You got bath time. You got to make sure his schedule is pretty set. He goes to bed relatively early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different, but I enjoy it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So, I mean, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I recommend being a father to a lot of people. So. Yeah, no, it's really fun. Like, he's at a really fun stage. He's starting to walk, starting to talk, just crazy things like that you are going to happen, but like you don't know necessarily when. Then like Cinco de Mayo, when we were all sitting around just hanging out, and he just like took like 5 steps, and it's like, wait, did he just walk?
That was crazy.
So, and then
that was the coolest experience.
Then we tried again. He walked, and then we got on videotape. So, but yeah, just cool things like that, and him starting to kind of pick up on things we're saying. Like, I was just joking with my mom. She had a cold, and then Niall picked up the cold, and I was like, tell her she's a bad Mimi. So now he's like, bad. Yeah, so he says it all the time. But it's within the past month, like just that his personality has changed so much. Like I said on that picture, you guys one of your pictures the other day with Ryan Arford. And he's like sticking his tongue out. Like, his personality is so funny. He's a diehard St. Louis Cardinals fan like me. I make him sit there and watch it every night.
I'm gonna laugh if he changes his mind when he gets older.
Nah, he won't. Uncle Andrew better not try to force him to be a Cubs fan. And Uncle Harv, sorry, you're not going to be Cincinnati Reds fans because they suck.
What about the Yankees?
I mean, they're in a completely different. Like, they're in the AL, we're in the NL.
Yeah.
Like,
he can like them a little bit.
He can like them, but if they play the Cardinals, it's cutthroat. And taking him on his first vacation, he loved that. So we loved it too.
Yeah. You guys get to be there to watch his new experiences. That is really cool.
Vacation kind of changed like how we do things too a little bit. Like, we had never really taken him anywhere, which sounds bad. You know, he's a little guy. You don't want to take him somewhere in the winter and him get sick.
Right.
Or people were asking me like, why are you wearing a mask still? And I'm like, because do you want to be
his
up with
immune
it?
system is
Do
like
you want to be up with a 3-year or a kid that's sick as hell at 3 in the morning? No, I don't think so. So that's why I wore my mask for as long as I did.
Yeah.
It's just, it was easier rather than me bringing something home to him and him getting sick and me stressing and not sleeping. And so, but yeah, when we went on vacation, it was the first time that we'd really taken him anywhere. And just, I was amazed at how well behaved he was. And we'd go to dinner and he'd sit there and we'd have his little play mat and he'd play with his stuff and interact with people walking by. And so, yeah, I mean, now that we've been back, we've done dinner. We went to Upland the other day. Like it's been a different story since vacation, and it's been for the best. Yeah, I mean, we've enjoyed that.
Okay, so I know Daley kind of touched on this. I just want to hear your point of view on it. I already know your point of view, but the people want to know. You think you're gonna have any more?
Let's play it by ear. I'm not sure.
Okay, what did you say?
Pibe. Have you not watched Daley, the television show?
No.
You got a pibe. Yeah, Pibe.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I was like, wait, what? Was that
I would
English?
say we'll probably have one more. Definitely not two more, unless we shoot for twins. I mean, if we get twins, it could happen. Daley's got twin brothers.
I really hope you guys do have twins. That would actually be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so your next one, and I know, don't do the whole, like, as long as they're healthy, like, of course, everybody wants them to be healthy. Would you rather have a boy or a girl?
Oh, I would rather. I'm going to regret saying this when I have a daughter, but I would rather have a boy. Like, she's going to come back and watch this.
Right. Like, wait, what?
What, Dad? You didn't want me? No, that's not it. I have only known boys. I mean, not only
well, your
known
nephews
boys.
are boys.
Nephews are boys.
And Andrew and Izzy are having a boy.
Right. And then even looking at like my family, like
you are pretty boy dominant.
Yeah, been boys the whole time, and so yeah, I mean, boys are. It's just why I know it's easier.
Yeah. It would be kind of cool though to see, like, I think, to have like the older brother and the younger sister, because know Niall would be looking out for, and so would Landon. Maybe she'd have people to look out for, that's nice to know
for sure.
But I remember Daley saying yesterday, she was like, I can only see myself being a boy mom. Yeah. So it's like, I wonder. I
would love to be a girl dad.
Because of Kobe?
Kobe, yeah. RIP.
Just,
I don't know. I would worry so much more about a girl than I would Niall. I feel like, I'm going to be able to kind of raise Niall and show him, like, how to treat women and how to work hard and things like that. And, like, as soon as I saw, like, a kid, like, mistreat my daughter, like,
you're like, it's on.
I'm a relatively chill dude most of the time. Until like that would happen, and I don't think I would be.
I think I would be, as the aunt, I'd be pretty peeved too about that. So
yeah, our daughter would for sure have going for her is, like, Daley's a boss. Like,
she is.
She doesn't play. Like, yeah.
Hopefully she gets that personality.
Our daughter would probably take that personality on, and yeah, she'd be all right for sure. But yeah, I just as a dad, you worry about stuff like that, and yeah, no, she'd be all right. But I'd prefer a boy just because it's
already got it. I mean, already got the clothes, the toys.
Facts. Clothes are expensive.
Yeah.
Toys are expensive. We've been so blessed by so many people in our life that bought Niall so much stuff. Like his first birthday party the other day, like our house is loaded with toys. Loaded with clothes. Like
he's taken over, really.
Yeah, like his grandpa's, like, they buy him everything. Aunts, uncles, like, spoil him rotten. So I have to pull myself back sometimes because I want him to have, like, super cool shoes all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're expensive though.
And the thing is, with him growing out of it all the time, you gotta wait till he gets like a teenager where he'll probably stay in a size for a little bit longer and actually can enjoy the shoe.
You want him to obviously you want to cherish every single moment, but like I've been waiting for him to grow into the Dunks I bought him.
Yeah.
And he wore them, and it's one of your pictures. I was like, hell yeah, like those look good.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how big he's getting.
I know.
We're moving on to the next topic. This one's kind of fun.
All right.
This is fun.
Is this one I don't know about?
No, you know about it.
I don't know about this.
No, this is fun because I feel like I'm like one of like the last like real single people of our friend group. And so everyone likes to play matchmaker with me, and that's fine. But I want to ask you, who do you see me ending up with? Like, can you describe that person to me? Like, and not necessarily who you want me to end up with.
That's
who
the problem. It's who I want you to end up with.
So how about we do this? You go ahead and describe who you want, like the type of person you want me to end up with, versus who the one you think I'm going to end up with. And you're not going to offend me because
Okay. I want you to end up with someone that will treat you good, because I feel like you've ran into some busters.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I mean, it's life experience. I mean, it's not, you take something away from each of those relationships. It's not like it was a waste. It wasn't a waste of your time. Like, it's just part of life.
Some of them were. Some of them were. But yes, it's a life lesson.
I mean, you definitely are attracted to more like athletic build, like like kind of not necessarily in the public eye, but just like a guy that can get along with everybody, that fits in with everybody. The athletic build thing, and you want to be with Joe Burrow. I mean,
absolutely.
I always joke with Morgan. I'm like, what were your expectations? Like Chris Evans, Joe Burrow, like what's wrong with like this guy? Like, he's a good dude.
And every time you show me a picture, I'm like, no. No. And that sounds shallow. It sounds a little shallow when I say it. I'm like, well,
you just know what you want, and that you're not willing to settle for less, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want you to take a step back and say, like, oh, he would treat me right. Like, he would be a good dad. He'd be a good husband.
Give him a shot.
Give him a shot.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I actually do need to be better about that, because I think what I'm learning is my type is not the right one for me, and so I may have to say goodbye to the type and move on to somebody else.
The want truly goes back to I want Morgan to move back here. Like, our friend group is all here.
Yeah, that's really hard.
I'm hoping Eric and Trenton don't like try to pull up and move to Indy like everybody else.
They're thinking about it.
I'm trying to get like Bryce to move back. Like, I am a recruiter for Bloomfield, so I would love for you to end up with someone that would like to live in a small town. But I mean, I that's just selfish. Yeah. That's me being selfish. I want you to be here like around Nile all the time whenever anyone sees you.
Yeah. Man, I just can't see myself living in a small town.
I've had like I've been blessed to have my whole family around me.
That's
my whole life. Like,
right. You got everyone here.
Everyone's here, and like, I don't know. I'm weird. I like to keep my people close.
Have like your own little village.
Yeah, definitely. Which just sounds stupid and weird.
It'd be funny if we all lived on the same street.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool. Walk outside the door, like, hey.
Because I'm not moving.
I was literally talking to Izzy about this yesterday. I was like, whenever I find like the guy, I go, we're all gonna go to dinner together with all my friends, and he's gonna be like panicking. But then I thought he's gonna have a leg up because he watches this. Like, if he ever like watch this, like see all my episodes with my friends, he already has a leg up because he's knowing like what we're talking about, like knows like who you guys are and like how like we're connected, or So he's definitely gonna have an advantage.
Back to the one thing, I want you to have someone that would fit in with all of us.
That's what I want too. Yeah. Like, I don't want someone who's like not gonna be.
But here's the thing too,
talkative and like.
Our group, our friend group,
we're very tight, close. So
right, but we fit in with. I feel like we would all fit in with just about anybody. Like,
that's true.
I feel like I could talk to that wall even if it didn't talk back. I keep talking.
Okay, we're moving on. You've already kind of touched on this though, but I guess I kind of want it like more like in a full sentence right here. Why did you decide to stay in a small town? And let's remove the aspect of like your family. Let's remove those factors, although I know they are factors. Because I think, growing up, or at least like in the college era, you and Daley had not really intended to come back here right away. It was kind of more of like a thought, but maybe not necessarily. And then now you guys are here.
Yeah. We've already kind of touched on it a little bit, but I've always loved Bloomfield. Always will love Bloomfield. But I think our goal initially was to probably live in Bloomington. Bloomington's housing market is stupid, though.
It's expensive.
Crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I like what I like, and I've always known. I like what I know. Sorry, and I've always known Bloomfield.
Yeah.
I get very attached to the things that are in my life. Obviously, like I latch on to things and like cherish them.
Yeah.
My relationship, I latch on, I cherish it. I will do whatever it takes to make it work, to make it better, to make everything around it great.
Right.
Same with Bloomfield. I was born here. That's what I know. Like I believe in it. I see its flaws, but I think I always am looking at it like glass half full. Like this is we're here. Like, but we could be here. Like,
Right.
and I don't know. It's just yeah. Again, our house. We got a great deal on our house. Um,
You guys have made it look really, really nice.
I just and it's the same way with this. Like I've latched onto this house, and I will make it better every single chance I get.
Right.
And I just like that kind of thing. I
Right.
grasp onto something. I mean, we definitely have. Not that I'm ever going to move from Bloomfield, but we definitely have. Daley and I have some lofty goals. Like we have a 15-year mortgage, and we want to pay this off quick and be able to maybe buy a vacation house somewhere, or to
Right.
buy not even a vacation house, but an investment property that we could either go to or to rent out,
Yeah.
or so yeah, and we would definitely look at that as an option too. But yeah, I don't know. I love Bloomfield. I want to keep working on Bloomfield to make it better.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good answer, because for me, I'm the opposite. Like I'm very much in my routine. I like what I know. Like moving away from Bloomfield was really, really hard for me at first.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I felt very homesick and it was hard to move away.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in the city, that's where I knew I was meant to be, because I feel like I'm thriving in the city. Although I don't
Yeah.
have you guys there, like I really wish I could just pick everyone up and we all go there.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for me. But I feel like too, it's just like I needed something more like that. But also, I'm single. You know, you're in a different stage in your life. You
Right.
know, you're settled. You're married. You have your family.
Mhm.
Whereas for me, I'm like, well, I'm waiting for something more, something better.
Yeah.
I need it because there's not many options around here, men wise. So
I still look at it though, like as an opportunity. Like, yeah, it may be good for people to go away and find what they want and do what they need to do for a while,
Yeah.
and then but people come back and enjoy their lives here and raise a
Right.
family here.
Yeah.
Bloomfield's such a great place to raise a family. Like
I would agree with
the
that.
whole community feels like they invest in every single person.
Yeah, they really
Like,
rally together.
Yeah, you have like the small town gossip. Like you're gonna have that everywhere, but
Oh, I know.
but but
Oh boy.
but people rally around you, like
Yeah,
and
the
take
support
care
you
of
get
you.
in some instances is
And yesterday was a prime example. Like people rallied
So many
around
people.
an idea, and it took off. And
right.
hopefully, it never gets less than what it is now. Hopefully, it grows
Right.
every single year.
Yeah.
The city has its perks for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always just I kind of like the small town vibe, and
Mm-hmm.
if I want to go do something, then I go to the city.
Right.
I go back to the Midwest is such a cool place to live in because Indianapolis is a fun city for me. I feel like it's very sports oriented. Like everyone
yeah.
always says, like the Final Four is like the best place to have Final Fours in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. So
Right.
Chicago's not far. St. Louis, go Cardinals, is not far at all.
Cincinnati's not far.
3 hours. Cincinnati's not far. Nashville's not far.
Yeah,
Louisville's
there's a
not
lot
far.
of options around here.
Yeah, it's a great area to live in. And then like Bloomington's such a gem. Like people sleep on Bloomington.
Oh, Bloomington's amazing.
Great food, great culture,
Great college.
Great college. Go Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers.
But yeah, no, and Bloomfield's a hop, skip, and a jump away from all that. And
it is, yeah.
I feel like being able to raise my kid, raise my family here,
safe
where
community.
I know people, it's a safe community. People dog on Bloomfield schools, but I think it's great.
There's an improvement.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to complain about it, and yeah, every place, everything in life could be worked on. It could be better, right? Yeah. There's no perfect out there. So there's an island through the window. Hi, buddy. But yeah, I think that I don't know. Bloomfield's always just been a place that I feel like it has its flaws and needs worked on. But as long as people are willing to care about it and get back to it,
definitely get a good spot.
I'm willing to give it a go for sure. And we drive to Bloomington if we want to do anything.
Right, so. Exactly. So you are into coaching and coaching basketball specifically. Yeah. So you've been in basketball probably since you could walk, I would assume, forever. And so you've moved now into the coaching sector. And so I kind of want to talk to you about that, like on your side of things. Like, what's that like to be a coach? Like, how rewarding is that to you?
It's definitely rewarding. You know, my coaching career, can you call it a career? It's kind of
I'd
like
say you'd have one, yeah.
I've just been, I love basketball. I've been around it forever. I mean, I'm an Indiana kid. Basketball is what Indiana kids do. It's what Midwest kids do. You fall in love with IU. You fall in love with, I mean, some people Purdue, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Matt Painter's a good coach, though. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
But I've had basketball in my hands as long as I can remember. I remember watching my cousins play, and um, I loved it. I mean, and as soon as I had my high school career, I was no great player, but like I feel like I could contributed, and so yeah. I mean, but then as soon as you leave that time of your life, like high school basketball is over. Okay, well, I still want to give back to the game somehow. The game gives so much to you, and you want to give back to the game. I wanted to be a referee for a little while, and then, but
I remember those days.
I ref for a good while. It's a good moneymaker if you can handle the people that complain all the time and don't realize that you're human and you're going to make mistakes.
Right, right.
I will never referee again unless I'm absolutely forced, or like Niall's team needs a referee. That's the only time I'll do it again. But then I got into coaching. Coach Britton gave me my first shot. I was a sixth grade coach. Coached AJ, actually. Yeah. I coached AJ in sixth grade, and then I think I took a year off maybe, and then I bounced into eighth grade and coached AJ again. Yeah, that's exactly how I went, because he went from sixth grade to eighth grade. Coached that group again, and then I had a great group the next year. And then Daley and I got married that year. I took another year off. Coach Neal got hired. I bounced to freshman coach, and then COVID hit. We had to cancel all freshman games. I became varsity assistant, and then Niall became a thought. Not happened, and then I bounced to more like the volunteer side. Like I didn't sit on the bench at all this year.
Yeah.
And that was weird. Like I going to games, not sitting on the bench, like eating at your skin. Like you want to be in the action of all of it. And people think like, oh, like it's just high school basketball. It is high school basketball. I get that. Like,
if you're passionate about it.
Yeah, it's not that I'm passionate about high school kids. Like I love all those kids. Like all those kids are great.
Just love
I love the game. Yeah, I mean, I had my AU program. Like I did that for 5 or 6 years, and obviously when Niall, actually probably when Gunner and Lincoln get old enough to play, we'll probably try to kickstart that kind of stuff again. But right now, I've taken a big step away, and that was different this year for sure.
Yeah.
Being able to, I need to spend more time with my family. Coaching's a lot. Like, that's
it's a big time investment.
And being even an assistant is a lot. Like, I've never been the head varsity basketball coach. I could only imagine what that takes. Like, I see how hard all these coaches work. Like, Coach McBride worked so hard. Coach Britton, Coach Brewer, all the guys I played for, they were just like, they had us so prepared every single time.
Right.
Coach Von Allman, like he breathes basketball. Like he's a guy that will go scout and scout and scout and give you the best opportunity to win. So I tried to do that same thing, but it's a lot. And the pay isn't great, but you have to really love it to do it.
Right.
But like I said, basketball is just in my blood. Like I'll watch basketball every single day of my life. I could.
Would you ever see yourself coaching like in a varsity position if given the opportunity?
Oh man!
Like let's say like it's down the road. Niall's grown up. If you have other children, they're grown up, and you can give that more investment.
I would love to coach Niall as a high schooler.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so I have to ask about this though, because I've always wondered, like, because I know there's a lot of coaches that coach their sons. How do you think that would be? Like, do you think you'd be able to come home and remove yourself from that role and then go back to being dad versus being coach?
Yeah, you have to.
I always wondered like how that must work for some, because I feel like for a lot of people, they probably can't turn off that switch.
I would lean on Coach McBride. If that were a situation that I came through, I would lean on Coach McBride immediately. Like his relationship with Grant is great to this day, and they went through that. So, yeah,
keep that healthy balance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's tough at times, Um, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a game. Like,
Right. That is important to remember.
so yeah, I mean, I definitely have to lean on people to figure that out. But no, I would love to coach him. I think as of now, I think as the time goes on, and I want to coach him obviously all the way up. But I'm never going to be that dad that's like makes Niall play basketball if he
I
doesn't
was getting
want
ready
to.
to ask that. Like, what would you do if he doesn't want to play?
No, I mean, don't play. I mean,
Yeah.
there's basketball is just a game in life. Like, I feel like basketball has given me a lot of opportunities to meet people, but it at the end of the day, it's just a game. And if that's not his thing, cool.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna support whatever he wants to do.
So I'm excited to see kind of like what he gets into the older he gets. But it would be
Yeah,
really cool to see him get into basketball and see that happen. That would be pretty neat, I think.
yeah. I mean, I hope he's into it. If he's not, though, it's okay.
I feel
But
like he will be because if you
I
guys
think so.
keep putting basketball in his hands, he's gonna be like, oh, this is what
And
I
there's
know.
never gonna be any expectations with it. Like,
Right.
I'm never gonna be that dad that's like, oh, Niall's going to the pros. Like, he's going D1. Like, I've been around enough kids and coached enough kids. That's such a rarity. Like, I just want him to be able to have good experiences with it, make a lot of friends through it,
Yeah.
make connections with it,
Just have a
and
good time.
yeah, if that's what he wants to do. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do it. I'll support it to the fullest.
So, as far as sports go, I feel like I've only had a couple of male guests so far. I don't even know if I asked Bryce what his favorite team. I did ask Bryce what his favorite teams were. Who are your favorite teams? Like baseball, basketball, all of it.
Oh yeah, I mean baseball, St. Louis Cardinals,
Yeah.
not even close.
Yeah.
I don't really watch the NBA.
I don't either.
I'm more of a player guy for the NBA. Like, obviously LeBron's one of the greatest to ever do it. Like, you got to try to catch that rarity when it happens, even though they're getting killed in the playoffs right now. And then let's see, college basketball. I'm an IU fan, but I always look at it from a perspective of I'm a basketball fan before I'm an IU fan, if that makes sense. Um, I'll watch.
To be like the Purdue coach.
I'll watch any. Yeah, I'll watch any college basketball, but I always look at IU. I'm probably just way more harsh on IU just because I watch them more. But like, I see some of the things they do and question it. But I mean, obviously they're
It's the majority of the fan base, really.
yeah. Well, that's part of the problem. IU's fan base is so toxic.
Okay, so your favorite sports teams? You said the St. Louis Cardinals are your favorite baseball team,
For sure.
obviously. You know
Yep.
the Hoosiers. You know college basketball in general.
Yeah, I love college basketball.
And then NBA, you don't really like just really like LeBron.
I mean,
and
I'll
the
watch it
players.
when it's on.
Yeah.
Here's my thing: when college basketball's on, I'm gonna choose to watch. Oh, Thing, hey, say what's up?
He's all right. Say hello.
I'm gonna watch college basketball over the NBA, and then as soon as college basketball's over, it's baseball season.
Yeah. So
like it actually starts before college basketball's over, and then I'm such a diehard Cardinals fan. Like, I watch every single possible game I can. It's they're playing the Dodgers right now, and I was looking at the score a little bit ago. But yeah, no. So not a real big NBA fan. I like watching the playoffs. I feel like they really compete in the playoffs, and you see the best guys every single night on the playoffs. But I'm actually trying to get into like hockey. Like, I like watching hockey.
Yeah.
I think it's better to watch live, like in person. But obviously, I'm going to root for the Blues, St. Louis. I love the city of St. Louis. I don't know why. The city is so appealing to me. It goes back to that latching on thing. Like, I think my grandpa Delmer was a Cardinals fan, and then my dad was a Cardinals fan. And now I'm a Cardinals fan. Like,
pass it on.
Absolutely. So
it's on the torch.
Yeah. So, and then football. It's going to sound stereotypical. Notre Dame football fan and IU basketball fan. So if anyone wants to take a shot at me, I'm here. I'll take the body shots. I don't care. But that's why I grew up watching was Notre Dame football with my dad.
Yeah.
So
you guys
everyone's like, "Oh, you just root for the teams that win in the state of Indiana," and I'm like, "Yeah, IU football isn't the greatest, but I don't root against them. I just like to watch."
They also never win.
Notre Dame's on TV every single time. Like, they have a TV contract. That's just what I grew up watching.
Right.
So it's not the you just root for who wins. No, I don't care about that.
My favorite thing is when people go, "Oh, are Ryan and them Catholic? Is that why they?" And I go, "I think he's just a fan."
I've just always.
I don't think they're Catholic.
I've always watched Notre Dame. It's just I mean, Brady Quinn, all those guys. Like, when I was like probably 5th through 7th grade when they were playing. So That was fun to watch. And then NFL, the Colts are always on, so it
Yeah.
goes back to I don't know Sundays. I feel like I don't watch a ton of TV,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll root for the Colts. I think the Colts fan base might be toxic too. Maybe something about Indiana sports fans
I
being
don't know what it
so
is.
diehard.
But then I feel like probably everybody feels that way about their own fan base. Like I have
Yeah,
to think there's probably like obviously some bad eggs in each one that everyone's like, oh, everyone's
for
like
sure.
toxic. So, but really it may just be a perception
It
thing.
probably is.
Okay, you ready for rapid fire?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so I always have to say I feel like the last couple ones have been really good. Rapid fire is intended to be rapid fire, which means you got to answer quick. All right? No, like
I'm just trying to think about what you're going to ask me.
I actually am pretty proud of the questions I came up with because they're very tailored to you.
Also,
like
sorry if
your
it sounds
likes.
like I smoked 15 packs. I'm super tired.
Yeah, from the
Throw-
festival.
Nah,
Busy
yeah,
being the mayor.
not the mayor. Can I see the questions? Real quick?
No. Okay, you ready? First one.
All right.
I know what your answer is going to be, but I just want to see. Beer die or flip cup?
Beer die.
Okay, that's what I thought. What you guys don't know, it is a game that like our guy friends like to play.
It's an elite sport
Yeah.
for only elite athletes. Not
No,
really.
and that's like I'm not one, and I'm terrible at it.
No,
I'm
it's
good
so fun.
sometimes. Sometimes.
I can see why people get frustrated with beer die though. Like,
oh my gosh. Well,
the rules are so suspect too. Like,
you have to play
the
with
height
people that know what they're doing.
requirement. Yeah, just random stuff. There are a lot of rules with it. I will give it that. But yeah, I'd love to play it just because
you guys play for hours.
You don't know what's going to happen with it.
Yeah.
Like the die can bounce one way or the other. It could go in your cup. You can have to drink beer. Andrew loves when we roll a 5. Like if you throw it on the table and it lands but doesn't hit the cup, doesn't fall off, and it lands on a 5, you have to chug your beer. Andrew's always hoping for a 5, and I'm like, bro, like I've had enough to drink. Like let's pause. Let's take a 4 and take a sip.
I think I like flip cup more only because I know this is not rapid fire, but you answer quickly, so that's fine. Flip cup because then everyone can play, whereas like beer die, it can only be like so many limited people. Yeah, and I mean unless you have like multiple rounds going at one time, it could be a little bit more limited.
Here's my problem with flip cup. 1, I'm not very good at it.
Everyone gets so distracted too.
Yeah. 1, I suck at it. 2, people get distracted. 3, I can't control other people's how they flip
on your team and stuff. Yeah, so it's like frustrating to watch them. You're like, come on.
Whereas in beer die and like beer pong, like that's you
have more
constantly.
Control.
And if you lose, it's on you.
Right, you and the one person. But I mean, you can still at least do some effort to try to help.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, old fashioned or vodka soda with lemon?
Old fashioned. Yeah.
Okay,
that's tough though. It's you got to give me a better situation.
Nope.
Situationally, old fashioned.
It is okay.
It was still a quick answer.
That was a good answer. No, I'm just.
It was just a question.
There's no context. It's just a question.
Gosh, yeah. Old fashioned.
This one's gonna drive you nuts. Okay, the volume on the TV not being on an even number or wearing a real ring on your finger?
Volume.
Okay. So, obviously, some of you may know, some of you may not. Ryan, we're very similar on this. We like to have the TV on an even number, which that's why I think you may have a little bit of OCD tendencies. Probably. Because you have some similarities to me in that respect. But, so the TV has to be on an even number, or like the volume in the car has to be on an even number. Always. Now, for me, it's okay if it's in increments of 5. So it can be on 35, 45, can't be 33, 37, none of that.
Not even 5. Like that's still an odd number.
I think for me though, it's just like it's a clean number.
No.
It's right in the middle.
No.
I don't know. For me, that works. But and then for a ring, you get claustrophobic, right? Is that you don't like tight things on your ring?
I don't like fingers? Jewelry. Like I wear like I don't know why I wear like a baller band on my wrist just because whatever.
Baller.
And then my rubber ring. The reason I want rubber ring is I watched my dad in the food truck one day get his ring caught on the door and like rip the top of his knuckle off. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Doing that.
1, they're crazy expensive.
You've lost a couple too.
Yeah, like I've lost a couple. I don't. This one though, I've got it to where like it just like fits on my finger. I didn't realize it's there. But like a metal one, like I feel like I would take it off more. I'd have to put it back on. Like this one is just perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you don't have a permanent ring, like a nice ring. I don't need that. I'm good.
Nope. Okay, so who's winning the NBA playoffs?
Tough, Morgan. Bad rapid fire question for me because I think too much about it. I'm still thinking about it. Give me the Denver Nuggets.
All right. There we go. I can't contribute much to that.
That's okay. I just think
I
the
haven't really
East.
been watching it.
I feel like the guys in the East right now are just beating up on each other a little bit. I don't know. Miami's. I don't even know what the series is. I think it's 2-0 maybe. It's game 3 today. I can't remember. Anyways, Miami I know had the lead for sure. But I feel like it's more of a battle. I feel like the Lakers are just getting worked right now by the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So
I watch like the highlights at the gym in the morning because they always have on Sports Center.
yeah, the Nuggets are just very like dynamic. They feel like they don't fall off at any position.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray is becoming back like what he was before his injury. Like bubble Jamal Murray is back and he's like killing people. So I think the Nuggets. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was giving more thought to the East than the West.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, you've kind of already answered this, but I just want to know rapid fire: unlimited travel or unlimited space in this town to redo?
Unlimited space in the town to redo.
Yep, figured that was the answer.
For sure.
All right, good job. You did pretty quick, pretty rapid fire.
Yeah, the basketball one took me a second just because like I'm thinking about from.
I kind of threw you off there with that one.
And I don't really watch NBA that much, but I do watch it in the playoffs. So.
Right.
I have a question for you. How's the bourbon?
Honestly, it got better I don't know if it's because the ice cube is melting.
Probably.
It got better the more I drank it. I am trying to become old-fashioned girly. Is it working?
You got to try it more.
Every time I come over here, though, you offer me some bourbon, and I try, and it just every time it just. It's so bad.
It's
we are doing the bourbon trail though in October for your birthday, so I feel like that'll be interesting. I'm gonna try my best though. I'm gonna be a good sport. I'm gonna drink it, and we're gonna be fine.
Regardless, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Okay, so that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on here.
Thank you for having me.
Even though we had a little bit of a hiccup last week with Niall being sick, had to push back the recording.
Sorry to all the Spill with Morg fans. That was on me.
Well, it's not anybody's fault. Niall just got a little sick, so.
Ear infections suck. So yeah. No, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, good.
I hope I did not let the viewers down. Or you.
Well, thank you all for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.
Praise hell, praise Dale.
Oh my God.